Welcome back, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family, back with once again another live stream. I think number 43 or 44 in a row now, going strong as always. A little late today, I apologize for that, but as always we got a lot more breaking news to cover in this stream. Updates regarding Kaspa. You know, we're only 3 days off the KRC20 relaunch, which should be very bullish. A lot incoming as well. We got some updates regarding the KII and ultimately what it could be used for. Kaspa Shai talks about it a little bit. The KII themselves talk about it as well. So of course, very bullish news. And then we also got the main title of this headline, as well as some other titles as well that we'll get into. But the main title, of course, being the SEC chairman, the clown himself, the tyrant himself, Gary Gensler, is now under investigation. Which, I mean, it's about time. His days truly are numbered, in my opinion. There's no doubt about that. He's been corrupt for a very long time, in my personal opinion. And actually, I say that it's not even just me that says that. The courts of law, in the courts of public opinion, the courts of law have also said that he is arbitrary and capricious, and that he is just an hypocrite. So it's about time we're seeing that, and we're seeing more evidence of that right here. We can see in this post from the Good Morning Crypto, replying to Elena Terrett, who is a Fox business journalist, reporting that the SEC chairman Gary Gensler is under investigation by top Republican lawyers, being Mark McHenry, Jim Jordan, James Comer, all of these people, for engaging in suspected political favoritism in his hiring practices. Now, this is just again, in my opinion, a small percentile of issues or corruption that Gary Gensler has opposed to himself. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Gary Gensler is more favoured to the Democrat Party than the Republican Party, so his hiring practices would probably be a little bit more favoured in that way, but that's not what his job is meant to be, of course. His job as a chairman of the SEC is just fundamentally meant to be to protect investors, to be there for the people, to protect investors, and he's done none of that the whole time he's been in power. You know, just constantly trying to belittle industries time and time again. I saw an announcement earlier that eToro has now just come to an agreement with the SEC to limit their crypto trading practices. I'm like, but why? They've made an agreement with the SEC, eToro, to limit their trading practices, but with where crypto's going right now, that's just going to hinder them in the future. The SEC have done nothing but just put a stranglehold on this industry, and this sort of announcement is very good to see. Once more, Gary Gensler's days are numbered, and I think that's going to be very good, because he has been the main, him and Elizabeth Warren, those two have been the main culprits behind the stifling of crypto innovation in America, which is why America right now has seemingly fallen so far behind the rest of the world. We saw yesterday, I announced it in my stream yesterday, that the United Kingdom have now introduced a new bill in Parliament to clarify legalising the status of crypto. That could happen in America ages ago, if not for the SEC. You know, most of the development happening with crypto normally happens in America, but they've been so anti-crypto that a lot of the companies that were founded in America, Ripple for example, a lot of them have gone offshore to look at elsewhere, in India being a main one, United Kingdom being another big one, Japan, United Arab Emirates is now all around the world. So Gary Gensler has caused a problem in that regard, and there's also been confirmation, you know, from Donald Trump that if he gets re-elected, he will not be taking Gary Gensler with him, which is expected. But even there's been speculation that Kamala Harris, she's seemingly said that she will be not taking on Gary Gensler as well. Now, she seems to believe that she might make him, Kamala Harris might make Gary Gensler the Secretary of the Treasury, which I think is much worse. But either way, he would not be the SEC chairman. So his days are numbered, and this is another issue on his table of, a growing issue of his, that he's just constantly getting targeted time and time again, which is good, in my opinion. I think we need to see him out of office. And I think the markets, to an extent, are reacting quite promising in that regard. Obviously, most assets are not really up much. XRP is up 5%, and that's in reaction to an announcement made earlier, which I put in my free Discord server. I'm linking it in the chat right now. It's also on screen, and also is in the description of this live stream. But XRP earlier, Grayscale, they basically filed for a trust fund of sorts. They're aiming to be the first to launch XRP Trust, paving the way for a potential ETF, which of course is live speculation for XRP in that regard. But the news of Gary Gensler, getting sued, I think has had quite a positive sentiment on the market for the day. We'll see where it goes for the meantime. Of course, we can see things develop as we've got more announcements regarding rate cuts and more other market sentiments to talk about in this video. As always, though, if you enjoy these streams, I've been doing them daily for a while now. feel free to leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if you want to know more about crypto market sentiment and just Kaspa updates on crypto in general, to be in a community where people are, informative and communicative and help people out, then by all means join my free Discord server on the screen right now. Been up for a little bit over a month now, I think 40 odd days, and we have a community of over 320 people, I believe now, and it's growing quicker and quicker every single day. So yeah, it's been very helpful for all of us, myself included, so by all means come and join if you want to. Bingo bango, what's up my man, welcome to the stream. Jay Honey, afternoon, all read them, morning guys, welcome all to the stream. Now without further ado, let's get into some of the Kaspa update before we get into the more of the market sentiments. We can see here, 3 days away before, Kaspa's takeoff. Now that doesn't mean Kaspa's price is going to take off, but it means that, the adoption at least, or the next level for Kaspa will take off. KRC20 is honestly a very, very big thing, and a main reason why we've been seeing Kaspa, have this sort of inherent positive price movement over the last, few days, up 15%. The announcement was made, on the 10th, roughly, 9th or 10th, so it's not been all of that KRC20, it's been more so around 11, if not only 5%, but either way, it has helped with Kaspa momentum, no doubt about it. And, even though this Kaspa mainnet launch hasn't started yet, only 3 days away though, many developers and projects have already been building on Kasplex. Guess what? Integration with centralized exchanges and mining pools is already in progress. We are gearing up for a takeoff. Absolutely very, very, very big news. There's a lot coming in for KRC20 for Kasplex, and this will inherently do very, very big things for Kaspa and its price going forward as well. In regards to some developments we see here, the meme tokens, of course, is going to be a very, very big thing for KRC20. The official verdict now. The official verdict is that Nacho, which is, Shy's cat, Nacho is the best meme token on the KRC20 blockchain, BlockDAG platform, which I'm not too surprised about. The top 4 was Kasbot, Kaspa that goes to Kaspa, Nacho, and Goad. Kaspa that goes to Kaspa beat Kasbot, Nacho beat Goad, and Goad is now inherently, quite decisively, the winner here. So I think that'll probably be the most popular meme token on this this new platform. That's not to say that it's going to be the best earner, but seemingly the community is most bullish about this one. So when the KRC20 comes out in a few days' time and meme tokens launch on KRC20, this may be a token to potentially look into, do some research into, and figure out if you want to hedge your bets and make some investments. I'm not a meme token investor. I've mentioned that many times in the past, but KRC20 meme token is something that I might get into a little bit, and that just seems to be one that has a lot of belief around it. Almost 11,500 votes, and 95% of them say Nacho. So it seems like this is the best meme token for all of us, and meme tokens are so very important, as I have reiterated time and time again in my previous streams, because meme tokens are a great way for volatility to get on chain, on BlockDAG. You look at all the meme tokens, like the one that I'm going to put it up just purely because people ask about it time and time again in my streams, but also just because it's a new meme token, so it helps with this comparison. You can see Fefe. I'm not a lover of this project right now. Right now, up 10%, cool. It's all time, it's down. It might do well. I'm not a meme token investor personally, but I just want to show this for an example. We can see when Fefe was first launched. You can see right here, the volume was roughly $1.2 million in its early days of its launch. Now it's, it's corrected back down. It's around 130,000. So it's much, much less. But the point being, again, the initial launch of a meme token, if it has a lot of hype around it, which Fefe is one that the developer of Fefe also made Hoppy and Pepe. So there was definitely FOMO around this project in its initial launch. I think, therefore, with Kaspa being such an amazing project and, stuff like Nacho being so popular, Nacho and other meme tokens might have a great amount of volatility coming to Kaspa KRC20 very, very soon, initially on its launch. And that would help with the initial volume and liquidity on the KRC20, which inherently would help Kaspa's price going forward as well, and its adoption. I'm not saying that we're going to see a pump on the release of KRC20, by the rumors, hold the news, but we'll see a correction. But I do think we're going to see this help, especially with Kaspa's initial adoption going forward. And also then you've got to keep in mind, you've got the meme tokens, the stablecoins coming out after that as well. Next Sunday, September 15th, 2024, Kasplex is releasing KRC20. Sure, long-awaited memes are going to be the star of the hour, as I just mentioned. But this has also paved the way for major stablecoins like USDT Tether and USDC Circle to possibly enter Kaspa ecosystem sooner than we may think. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we had confirmation at Alphase. Okay, something just happened. The stream might have just bugged out. looks like, but I think we're back. Apologies if anything's gone wrong, please let me know. Looks like everything's all good now. But yeah, point being, stablecoins are going to be very, very big, and many L1s just don't have the level of just don't have the technology that KASPA has, the speed, the efficiency, the decentralization. There's a lot that lacks it. Tether, of course, its broad usages across exchanges, its high liquidity and trading volume, stability in volatile markets, and it's widely adopted across various blockchains. USDC has got the benefit of USDC is its transparency and regulatory compliance, which means its longevity therefore might be better. It's popular in DeFi applications, its growing market adoption, and strong backing in reputable institutions. So both these two have very, very strong foundations. Tether is the largest one, and USDC right now is the one that's sought out most by institutions. So it's the safest one. USDC is the safest one, USDT is the largest one. Things may change as, the market matures more. You get other stablecoins that release, like Ripple's one, like soon to be Kaspa's one as well, I'm sure as well. But either way, we're going to see some very big stablecoins, like, again, the alpha leak stated that it'll be like USDT, so it could be those two as well, coming to KRC20, which will help inherently with the adoption coming to KRC20 and then the price of KASPA going forward. 3 days away. Stablecoins won't come on the launch, I don't think, but KRC20 will be 3 days away, and stablecoins will come sooner than we think. Which again is very, very convenient. Again, as I mentioned, we're having these sort of announcements coming out. Crypto legislation and regulations are coming out as we speak. The United Kingdom, the United States are not going to be far behind, I'm sure. We saw developments happening in Russia, also happening in China as well, with building up more regulations and whatnot. So ultimately, I think we're going to be seeing more of this happening. And in the United Kingdom as well, we can see on this post, stablecoin legislation map, United Kingdom clearly working on new legislation to establish stablecoin laws by the end of this year, 2024. So having the stablecoins on a platform, on a very, very well fleshed out, hopefully very good ecosystem, one that many L1 seem to lack, would be very, very beneficial for KASPA as regulations get involved and then more institutions jump into the space and maybe they use the KASPA chain, because KASPA will be such a dominant chain. KASPA will be such a dominant chain in comparison to other L1s. that stablecoins will be better on it. That's the belief, at least. Beaver Man, welcome back to the stream. Yo, quick, I missed yesterday's live. How you doing? I'm good, my man. Thank you very much for joining Toggle Delay. Yesterday's live was very, very interesting. Let's see, what did we talk about in yesterday's live? We talked about Marathon calling Bitcoin national security. Ultimately, there's a video that I spoke about yesterday, I played yesterday. I might have retweeted it. If not, then I saved it. I think I did retweet it though. Yeah, here. Basically, Fred Thiel was talking about how Bitcoin is national security, concern for the country. Ultimately, just the fact of the matter being that that the United States want to basically have more control of Bitcoin supply and its mining, so they don't lose their dominance. And I just state that's quite big for the fact that it talked about proof of work. It could also be the same thing for KASPA going forward as well, which is very, very cool. Ultimately, as we just talked more about, incoming developments of KASPA, the KF launching a $10 million funding project. In fact, in that regards, actually, I made a video on that yesterday. Yesterday night, I made a video talking about major catalysts coming for KASPA, the 10 million KEF project that's going to be launching. Very, very big news all in all. So yeah, if you watched the stream yesterday, if you watched it, then thank you very much, my man. And if not, well, you're here today's stream to see some more very, very big updates. Gary Gensler, that for me is laughable. I'm very happy to see that he's now under investigation, rightly so in my opinion. He's a clown, he's a tyrant, and I think he needs to go. He's done nothing but just stifle crypto innovation in this space, causing nothing but harm to investors, as opposed to him meant to be protecting investors. That's the problem. He's meant to protect investors and he's just caused harm. He's sued industry after industry, after lawsuit after lawsuit, and he's got his way a lot of the time. But there have been some institutions like Ripple who have stood up against them, and they're coming up better of it as well, and they have laid a foundation for crypto regulations, I think, as well in this country. I say this country, I'm not American, but you know what I mean, in America. But yeah, and yeah, my man, welcome back to the stream. Bought another 19.21 KASPA. Always buying more KASPA. Big up, my man. I sold all my Bitcoin for KASPA. Hope it's the right move. Yeah, for what I've heard, a lot of my community have told me that they sold a lot of their Bitcoin for KASPA. They've switched their bags, and a lot of them have been more happier for it. Me personally, I will never tell you how to invest. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do believe that it's a better ROI right now, return of investment, in KASPA than it is in Bitcoin. Just to give a basic example, the highest number I've seen people talk about Bitcoin in this space is from Michael Saylor saying 350k Bitcoin by the end of 2025. That's a 7x from now. 7x for KASPA at its current price, rounding up to 20 cents, would be $1.40. Can Kaspa surpass $1.40 in this market? I think it's very, very likely. Bitcoin reaching 350k is much less likely. So in that regard, the ROI is therefore better than Kaspa. That's the way I see it right now. Hey man, do you think the big Kaspa holders are going to dump their bags as soon as Kaspa hits $1? Most likely. Okay, not all of them, but there will be people who and I'm not saying, I think it's a smart thing to do. I mean, again, I've announced in my previous streams that I probably will do the same thing. When we reach these major milestones, $1, $2, $3, and so on and so forth, there will be Kaspa holders, maybe whales, maybe smaller holders, whoever it may be, but there will be holders who will try and take, whether they take their whole bag out or take profits. I'll be taking profits. I'll never take out my whole bag, never. But I will take profits because, well, it's celebratory money, I guess. I might have made, X amount. I'm not going to declare how much money I have in Kaspa, but I make X amount of money. I want to celebrate that I've reached a milestone and gone to Kaspa so early. So ultimately, there probably will be people that take out their bags, take profits, but at the same time, there will be more and more people getting into the space. Think about it. $1, people who are in right now, people like you and me, and people in this community will probably take some profits. Take out our whole bags, maybe, who knows? I won't. I'll take profits. But then think about it as well. Those who didn't believe in Kaspa. Because there are loads who still don't believe in Kaspa right now. Those who didn't believe in Kaspa. Even though its chart looks so healthy, it looks so bullish, it looks so amazing. They'll see a $1 Kaspa. They'll realize that actually, it does seem to have really good potential. They'll look at all the research and whatnot. And then you'll have new investors getting into the space that will want to buy Kaspa. They'll be hearing, oh yeah, $1 Kaspa is like the next Bitcoin at like 10k or something like that. I don't know. Point being is that once Kaspa gets to $1, you'll see the early investors probably take profits and get out, but the new investors will get in. So it'll kind of counterbalance with each other. At least that's kind of my mindset with it. Yeah, I think Redem says, yeah, it should, but it shouldn't affect us too much because there'll be people who are new getting into the space to see a $1 Kaspa and people who will get out who are early. Yeah, Nick, my man, welcome back to the stream. Hi, Caspians. If you look at last month for Kaspa and Bitcoin, Kaspa's done better than Kaspa. Let's look at that real quick. Bitcoin. And look at it from last month. So last month being August. Let's just get this. So last month being August. I mean, right now, Bitcoin has outperformed Kaspa in that regard right now, only a little bit. You do it exactly from a 1 month time frame. So that's currently on the 12th. So the 12th of August being here. Then we are up. We are up about 5% in the last exactly 1 month time. Since the beginning of August, we are down. But at the same time, we're going to see a lot more. This current difference of Kaspa versus Bitcoin from its all-time, which is currently sitting at 122%, so just over a 2x. This is going to be much, much higher in this bull cycle. There's no doubt about it, in my opinion. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, I saw everything. Obviously, I can get left behind. W. Yeah, well, there you go. You watched the stream, you watched the video. You're all caught up, my man, so don't worry about it. And thank you very much once more for joining the stream. And again, if you guys enjoy my streams, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more, because I've been doing these daily, and I enjoy doing these, guys. And I really, really do. And the likes help me out more than you know. But in continuation, now getting back to some more Kaspa news. So we already spoke about this being, very, very big. Integration already coming in with centralized exchanges and mining pools for the KRC for Kasplex. We've got meme tokens that are, incoming. We've got the most popular ones already decided by the community. Stablecoins and whatnot, all very, very big news. We also have this as well, that again, what I mentioned in my video yesterday and my stream yesterday about the KEF officially announcing Catalyst with a K, a plan to accelerate growth in the Kaspa ecosystem with a $10 million in funding. This thread here by Mike Rowella, shout out to him, is a thread that will tell you all you need to know on how you can participate and win prizes. So ultimately, what is this thing? You can see a sort of image around here. But I'm going to read it out from the thread just so I get a bit of a layout for all of you. It's a series of initiatives designed to support the growth of the Kaspa ecosystem. The first major initiative led by KEF will be released in stages. So the first stage is just sowing. This is a program kickoff event phase, considering with the KRC 2049 Singapore event, both online and offline, and includes $10 million in funding, campaign activities, and initiatives by the KRC 20 Kasplex. Then it's germination. This is a warm-up celebration of Kaspa's 3rd anniversary in November, almost 3 years straight of Kaspa, which is very, very cool, with a significant event showcasing Kaspa's ecosystem, growing and vibrant community. Then we have the growth element of things, and then the fruiting element of things, ultimately more and more. It's ultimately an event just to bring more adoption and attention coming to Kaspa, which will help in its price going forward as well. And you can participate and win here by you participate in this campaign, and you know, prizes worth 400 Kaspa, a Kaspa miner, and a Catalyst NFT whitelist. All in all, very, very, very cool. Yeah, again, I'll put this in the chat for those who want to check it out for themselves a little bit more. And also, I'll be putting it in my free Discord server. Those who are, you know, are part of it will hopefully, from what I've heard from my community, people have been very, very happy with it. You know, building their knowledge and whatnot. It's been very informative. So I do my best to update that server when I can with latest information. There's still a lot I have to put in there that I have not had the time to do so. But it's not just me, also my community in itself. Everyone's working to increase our knowledge, also putting their own information in there. So it's been very, very good for the most part. So if you want to learn more, by all means join. And this, again, very, very cool to see. And then, I'm going to answer some questions before we get into the next major announcement, which is from Shy here, basically talking about the KII, which is, you know, again, it's just another viewpoint to see how big Kaspa's going to be in the future thanks to the KII. We also appreciate you, Quick Crypto, for the Quick Crypto news. That's why your name is Quick Crypto. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you very much, my man. Yeah, Quick Crypto. It's quite fun, actually. The name Quick Crypto originally was made because when I started the channel, I was making quick videos. So 4 or 5 minute videos to give you quick crypto news. But now it's just kind of it's gone to, you know, 8-10 minutes plus videos now because there's actually so much to talk about that I can't limit it into such a short time frame. But it's just give you the no nonsense, no rubbish, just straight to the facts. That's all it is. I don't want to ramble all the time. Obviously, live streams I will ramble because it's a live stream. But when it comes to video making, especially, I don't try and ramble. It's just straight to the facts, straight to the news, so you can understand what it is the video is talking about and understand what it potentially might mean for you. I'll try and explain that if I can. If not, I'll give a kind of a guidance to where you need to do to research it yourself to find out what to do. And also, you could just join the crypto community, the Discord server, to find out for yourself, because I normally will put a thread or information in there to understand what I'm talking about anyways. But yeah, it's also just got a nice ring to it now, so I don't think I can change off Quick Crypto anyways. You sold. Well, I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea, my man. I mean, if that's what you want to do, by all means, go for it. Right now, selling at 16.74 cents, up 0.19% on daily time frame. There seems to be a possibility that we could see a correction. You know, we are 3 days off the KRC20, so FOMO right now is seemingly, it might be starting to die out a little bit. We might see Kaspa. I think Kaspa's going to probably, I don't think Kaspa's going to break above 18. I think Kaspa's going to probably not break above like this region here. I think Kaspa's going to probably stay, again, in accordance to this this fib retracement. We're going to probably see it stick around this region for quite some time. So I don't think we'll go above 17.2, if not at most 18 cents as well. I think Kaspa will probably top out before the rate cuts come in, and then the FUD will grow, and then we'll see corrections in the price. Following that, how low it goes, we'll have to wait and see. We've got updates regarding that in this stream regarding, you know, potential rate cuts and what could happen. We'll talk about it as well. So selling, if that's what you want to do, my man, by all means go for it. I have not sold any Kaspa at all since I've been buying it since 5 cents. Here and there, little bits here and there. I've got my 70% allocation of my crypto portfolio in Kaspa. A little bit over that going up now, and I am just going to keep buying more and more. I bought some Kaspa at 14.9 cents at this dip here. I bought some more at the dip down here when crypto crashed. Okay, not that one, at this crash. When it was coming down, I bought down at 13.5. So people in my community managed to get down here. Big up to them. And I also bought around here at 15. I did see that it was okay, I have no idea what is going on right now. It seems that my OBS, my streaming software, just seems to keep cutting out. I hope it's not going to affect the recording. I apologize if it's actually affecting anything. I don't know if it is though. It just keeps getting notifications that it's cutting out. But either way, J Honey, yes, I did see that announcement. I didn't get a chance to reply to it, unfortunately. I think I might have just put a thumbs up, but I did see that, and yeah, it's very, very big. You know, Tangent has very, very close ties to Kaspa, of course, which is very, very huge. Visa has very, very close ties to XRP, funnily enough. But yeah, it's again just more ways to showcase that crypto and Web3 elements are getting more involved with Web2 elements. Visa is one of the biggest, one of the largest major payment providers in the United States and worldwide for that matter as well. So it's a very, very big thing to see that. I'm going to actually load the post up so people can just see what I'm referring to. It's a YouTube video, but I'm not going to play the YouTube video out because, you know, it's not my content, so I'm not going to get penalised for that. I'm not going to get in trouble for that. But yeah, you can just see Tangent Pay, Visa X Tangent. So we are seeing more and more developments happening in the crypto space, more coming for Tangent, which is very, very big to see. So that's going to be very, very helpful as well, there's no doubt about it. All my Kaspa for Dragon X and Titan X. I think you told me about Titan X already. You did, yeah, and I was just like, yeah, it's such a small project that I can't say much about it right now. Obviously, you get into small projects early, that's how you make the gains. I haven't looked into it at all yet, and Dragon X, it's not even on CoinMarketCap just yet, so I can't even do any research in regard to that. I mean, I know getting into projects really, really early, this early, that have potential are, you know, the best place to make very, very quick, insane gains. Imagine you found Kaspa at 0.0005. Like, you would be insanely rich by now. I have not gotten to either of those two yet. I can't see anything about DAX, and obviously Titan X. Equally, I haven't got into it yet. I have no desire to get into it at this current point. If I'm a little late, so be it. I do always try to adhere to caution more so than just getting into a project. I mean, obviously I've not done research into it. It might be a very, very good project. I have to do my research into it to find out more about it. But I can't just look at that and just think, oh yeah, I'm going to get into it. I need to know more about the project, so I'll have to do that in my own time when I get around to it. But again, this is sort of information that I welcome. You know, welcome seeing this stuff, because projects that are this small, you know, these are projects that, you know, could by all means have the potential to do very, very well. Again, the research is needed. This is all information that, again, is stuff that I would love to see more in my, which I'm seeing more and more bit by bit, but I'd love to see more in my community as well. People who are just trying to spread information about a project, people then collectively just start doing research into it and figure out, and then spread their own beliefs in it. You know, just give their own opinion on it, their own 2 cents. People don't want to get involved, so be it. People want to get involved, great. But yeah, people seem to be, you know, people there seems to be a bit of optimism about this project right now to see where it goes. Obviously, I have wishlisted it, so I may end up getting into it in the future when I get my time to do more research into it. And you'll see it into KASPA as it will be another huge. I already see it into KASPA as it will be huge in another 2 to 3 years. I think KASPA is going to be huge continuously, anyways. I think KASPA's right now, like I said it in my video, said it all the time. Michael Sutton said it as well. That technology-wise, KASPA's at a boiling point, and I couldn't agree more. Everything now coming up for KASPA. KRC20, 10 BBS in Q1 2025, stablecoins coming onto KRC20, meme tokens, smart contracts coming out in the next 2 years or so, Dagnite probably similar time as well, KRI getting more and more involved, we can talk about right now, and that's going to be just very, very big for KASPA. So yeah, I think KASPA's a project, yeah, I mean, I'm holding KASPA, and I'll be holding it most likely for the rest of my life. So to get into, well, I'll quickly ask this question before I get into more. Do you believe that most of the KASPA being mined is from retail being a proof of work? That is always the Bitcoin vision. I think majority of it right now is from retail, but I think it's going to start switching more to institutions as the adoption goes more and more. Speaking of which, actually, we got this announcement here. Marathon has acquired more Bitcoin and now owns over 26,200 Bitcoin worth $1.5 billion. It's of course just Bitcoin right now, but think about as KASPA goes more and more, as a project, as the adoption goes more and more, this could very well be the same message we get from KASPA as well. And I think that's going to happen more. As institutions get more involved, they'll see a larger portion of these tokens being KASPA and Bitcoin being accumulated and acquired by these institutions because they want to hold the majority of it, so they have more the power. Just power at the end of the day. Obviously, that'll make it more centralized, so I'd hope that wouldn't happen. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. KASPA, of course, will be finished up with the mining by 2039 to my knowledge, and then miners will have to make profit from KRC20, which again is why this is so big, because it gives miners alternative means to make money through the KASPA ecosystem. The adoption will take time. There's not enough liquidity in the market, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. That's one thing I do agree with. Yeah, right now there's not enough liquidity in the market. It will take time for adoption for KASPA in particular, but I think the liquidity is going to shock. It's going to come in like a very shock, flip the switch to automotive, shock the market very, very soon. I think we'll see a shock in the market very, very soon, more liquidity flowing into the market with institutional adoption getting involved more and more. And then we'll probably see a crisis of sorts followed by more liquidity into the space, which we'll talk about in a second. I mentioned it in the past. In a previous stream. This video here from Professor Saint Ownge, this guy, I do follow him quite closely. He's a very knowledgeable economist. And he talks about the yield curve predictions. I already mentioned that. I made a thread on that in my Discord server and also spoke about in a previous streams about what the thread curve, showcases. And basically in the video, I'll be linking this again in my community for those who want to listen to it. 3-minute video, just basically giving a rough understanding of what the yield curve tends to suggest time and time again, which is just a recession signal. So the words of recession seem to be, in accordance to the yield curve, more or less confirmed. That not to say we won't have a bull market. I think we'll still have a bull market, but it just means that we may see the top may not be as high as we think. Again, we just have to wait and see how the market pans out. But I think we're still going to see an insane amount of liquidity surge into the market in the next few months, and then year to follow that in the bull cycle. Finally hit dolphin status, fam. Well done, my man. Big deal for you, definitely. Very, very big. Congratulations. But now to get into the next major announcement for this stream. This here from Shy. Obviously, he just states and clarifies here he's not a huge expert in the energy sector, but he has been speaking time and time again with the KII. Paul Van Son, Rory O'Neill, big in the energy sector, the KII of course, and he's become very acquainted with the people who are. One impression he constantly gets is that the main obstacle for the renewable energy market is that there's no usable platform for an energy marketplace. Rather, energy markets, especially the smaller ones, e.g. farms with solar panels on the roof of the barn, and consumers have to find each other to facilitate their own trading. This causes a lot of energy loss and deters other possible energy markers from entering the energy market. So ultimately, it's just there's not enough adoption, there's not enough easy means to handle this sort of scalability. Again, DLT solutions at scale is what the KI wants to use Kaspa for. One of the main obstructions for creating such a marketplace is that it is too global to be governed by the economy of any state. That's why the KII want Kaspa, because it's decentralized, therefore they can steer away and steer clear from bad actors and government oversight. This is why there have been previous attempts to alleviate with a proof of work, but it kept running into a wall of unscalability because Bitcoin and other projects that are seemingly proof of work, they're not scalable, but Kaspa is. Again, KI puts here, Kaspa can become the transformative tool in this sector. In reply to this post, in 2024, investment in solar PV is set to grow to $500 billion, leading the transformation in power sector. And Kaspa, in accordance to the KI, could become a transformative tool to allow this growth to exceed that and potentially even surge higher and higher because they are scalable, decentralized, secure, proof of work. This is also why there's so much passion around the energy sector and why it's going to be so big for Kaspa right now. In general, the KII, Rory O'Neill, confirmed in a roundtable that the emissions market from the energy sector, the emissions market alone, is predicted to be worth $2 trillion by 2030. And the underlying assets, therefore Kaspa, potentially, would be extremely valuable. Again, this is why the KII is going to be a very, very big factor, in my opinion, for Kaspa future adoption and price going forward to probably surge quite quickly into a very dominant asset and still a lot of liquidity from the market. The KRC20 is just a stepping stone. 10 BPS is just a stepping stone. The final goal is for Kaspa to be used as a peer-to-peer electronic currency medium of exchange all around the world, for retailers, for people like you and me, and for institutions as well. I'm hoping for a nice dip this weekend to add before the massive pump. I think that this weekend, it is obviously Wednesday right now, this weekend being 14th, 15th. 15th, of course, when KRC20 comes through. I mean, on the release of KRC20, we might see... It's tough to say, right? It's tough to say that, because obviously, again, the most common saying in crypto is you buy the rumor, sell the news. The rumor, of course, KRC20 is coming out. We'll probably see some consolidation, if not some more positive price movement leading up to KRC20 actually launch. And then on the 15th, on the Sunday, we'll probably then see either consolidation for the day before correcting, or then correction straight away, leading up to the rate cuts only, in the Fed announcement only 2 days after that. So we may not see the corrective behavior until Monday, Tuesday. That's a potential outcome, at least in my opinion. But I'm going to be analysing the markets and watching very, very closely. And the moment that I see Kaspa come down to one of my buy zones, my price targets, then I'll probably end up filling a bag in preparation for what could be a reversal. If what could also be further dips, then I'll buy more. Tinex would be a $20 bag and forget about low. Yeah, that's currently where my head would be at with Titanex as well. Because there's not enough knowledge. I don't know. I need to research about the project. It's always worth researching different. As you say, Mark, it's always research different projects. It's definitely worth doing that. You can't just stick to one project. It's always worth diversifying and building your knowledge. That's the whole point, reason why I made a Discord server as well, to help everyone build their knowledge in other projects. I'm trying to build my knowledge all the time. I haven't had the time recently, unfortunately, because I have got a lot of things that I've been trying to do in regards to what I'm managing. But this is a project, again, that I've got a wish list here, which is relatively excessive, as you can see, with projects that I do plan to look into more. And Tinex is one of them. And if you can find projects like this that, if they end up being a really, really good project, then, that's a very, very massive amount of money you can make from it. obviously, yes, you made $20. If this reached, I mean, there's so many zeros in it. If it just reached, 1 cent and you put $20 into it, you would be excessively rich. But again, that's a hedge of a bet that you need to definitely do your research before you end up looking into something like that. So something that I do plan to research into more right now. I just haven't had the time. But yeah, I mean that could be a plan if someone wanted to do that. Obviously, there's a lack of ways to buy Titan X right now. But if it ends up being a product that has some real use case, some real future potential, then who knows? Maybe it'll have increased adoption going forward as well. SWI went crazy today for the Grayscale SWI launch for accelerated investors. You look into SWI. I did actually retweet that earlier. I haven't made a post on it on my Discord server. I do plan to do so. And I don't hold SWI right now, but it's something that I have loads of mates of mine who hold it. And I have been researching into it more as well to get invested into it, because it seems like a project that has potential as well. So I don't hold it, but I'm looking into it, and one that I do think has potential to do something well. And this again is a very, very big announcement. So I'm understanding that why, SWI has done so good today. Up 16% thanks to that announcement. Obviously, it's down right now, but it seems to be a project that has potential. It being number 29 on CoinMarketCap, just short of 3 billion market cap, and currently, of course, 500 million volume, is a project that most likely will catch the bull cycle and do well. How high it goes, we don't know. We don't know the ceiling for it because it's only launched recently. But it still could do quite well. So it's a project that I have also got started. I want to look more into it. And this announcement, I mean, yes, you want to fund this project early, as Dean Markson says. So right now it's still being, undervalued in that regard, hopefully. Then it's a project that should do quite well. I'll be looking more into it as time goes on as well. DeFi is making insane gains right now. The rest of the market is just stagnant. The market goes in stages. DeFi is doing well right now. Meme tokens are doing well earlier than that because the market had no volatility in it at all. When the market is really, really bad, it tends to be meme tokens. Right now, it seems to be DeFi. And then I'm sure in this market, as the liquidity pumps back into the market, it'll be projects with actual use case. Real world utility tokens will be one of the dominant spaces in the market as well. It's just fun. It's trying to find the right section of the market right now. There's also going to be a stage, I'm sure, in the future where there's going to be gaming projects that are going to dominate the markets, which is one thing that I'm very much looking forward to because I do love my gaming projects. Right now, the market is just stagnant, but it's not uncommon, not unheard of, because again, we're waiting for these major catalysts, which is institutional adoption coming through with regulations coming into play, which again is coming up more and more, closer and closer every single day. And also with the rate cuts, which again is only a week away now. Well, the announcement of rate cuts is a week away now. Speaking of which, August, PPI inflation falls to 7.1, below the expectation of 8.1%. Core PPI inflation was unchanged. And this is the lowest level since February 2024. So we continue to call for a 25 BP rate cut this month. There most definitely will be a rate cut. I'll be very surprised if the Fed announce yet again to not do rate cuts. It'd be very surprising. I think that would actually cause one of the worst fallouts in the market, even though it means if they don't call a rate cut, it means they believe the economy is stable right now. But evidently it's not. So I think if they don't do anything, it's really, really bad. If they do 50, we'll probably see a heavy correction. If they do nothing, we'll see a heavy correction. If they do 25, it might be minute. I know that's at least currently where I think about it right now. We can see though, again, European Central Bank has cut interest rates again by a 25 BP, 0.2 percentage points. So now the EU has cut 50%, Canada 0.5%, 0.75%, UK 0.25%, Canada and Denmark all 0.25%. So the Fed is next. JP Morgan last month forecasted a 1% cut by November. So, September, October, November, in the next 2 to 3 months, we could see numerous rate cuts by the Fed. Most likely it could be 25 this month and then 25 next month and then 50 the next month, depends on how the market stabilizes and follows from there. But most likely we're going to see rate cuts incoming. There seems to be a strong demand for rate cuts now because the unemployment rate is rising more and more. The yield curve is also suggesting that we're entering a recession, which again was mentioned in this video from Professor St. Onge, and also in the video that I had showcased, which I will try and get up quickly, regarding rate cuts, the yield curve, when I can spell yield correctly. This post here. this post here regarding yield curves. It's a very, very informative video. I made a post about it again in my FIDO Discord server, which I'm linking in the chat once again. For those who want to, again, just understand more about crypto market sentiments, it's on my homepage, it's on the Discord server, also in the chat. This video is very informative and also helps you understand the idea of what trends tend to follow yield curves, and the yield curve seems to suggest that there will be a recession very, very shortly, and it's explained more in this video from Professor St. Onge. Again, sort of market sentiments that I look out for to help in my investment strategies, to help me understand where the market's going and also create a strategy to when to get in and when to get out. Still, for the most part, it seems to suggest that the crypto market is still going to be in some bullish trend for this bull cycle, but it might end earlier. We'll have to wait and see where it goes from here. But we can see, yeah, rate cuts are incoming, so this could also definitely affect the standing of crypto and the market going forward. Mouth, I'll get more, but also, this also for me is very, very bullish news. Gold breaks a new record price at now $2,542 per ounce, which is very, very big news because once again, this is showcasing that the belief in fiat currency is dying. It's dying more and more. Belief in fiat is collapsing, so investors now are seeking safety in something with actual value, being gold. Every time money collapses, they seek safety in gold. And as JP Morgan, so I'm going to get the post up for that as well. Commodity. As JP Morgan confirms, where's the post? Here. In their 2024 mid-year outlook, they confirmed that we're going to enter into a commodity bull super cycle. Ultimately, the prices of commodity will push higher and higher over the next 6 to 12 months, and it'll be affected and supported later by the Fed rate cuts, which is incoming. And this is very, very big news because it showcases an increased interest in, again, gold, less than fiat, but also with crypto becoming a growing asset class, maturing more and more, and a lot of this new technology that's going to be built with blockchain and the new monetary system is going to be backed by gold as well. So crypto and gold kind of also, in a sense, go hand in hand. This could also spell good news for crypto in the cycle going forward as well. So again, just more and more good news to see coming forward. The liquidity for KASPA is about to come from BlackRock, Marathon, Digital Boss, and Jane Street. Also biggest shareholder and largest USDT holder in the world, and liquidity provider, also DII. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Right now, KASPA, we can see the allocation. Oh, so this is the allocation from wallet address. We can see the allocation is fairly spread around the top ones, of course, being Shark, Wells, and Humpback, which is expected, of course. Right now, the numbers are growing again, pushing back towards that 410,000 addresses holding it. But as the institutional adoption gets more and more involved in crypto, and KASPA continues to grow in adoption as well, we will end up seeing more institutional investment into KASPA, which will make the liquidity, the majority of the liquidity, come from these massive, massive institutions, which will, it will help in the stability of the project, but it would also, in a sense, make it more centralized, which is not what we want to see. But I mean, that's kind of the direction the market's going into. There's nothing we can really do to stop that. And the most part, still, KASPA is the most decentralized project in this space. Well, in conjunction with Bitcoin, I guess, but Bitcoin has already got a lot of accumulation, a lot of its supply being scooped up by institutions. Right now, BlackRock owns over 2% of the supply of Bitcoin, which is, small in the grand scheme of things, but that's growing day by day. And when the market takes off and liquidity pumps into the market, we'll probably see a massive surge in adoption and accumulation from BlackRock. Wall Street own a sizable portion already of the Bitcoin supply, and that's going to continue growing as the market matures more and more. Marathon mine capital just to buy Bitcoin. That's what they said. Yes, that's what they said. Yes, but it is, to my understanding and to what I've seen, that I believe, because again, Marathon have only mined Bitcoin for their whole time and then diversified to KASPA because mining Bitcoin was not profitable anymore, and KASPA was at the time. They said that to deter the rising FUD and worry from their Bitcoin maxis, who are investors of theirs. Ultimately, right now, KASPA is. I won't be able to find the post because it's too far down in my retweeted, but there's a post showcasing the increased accumulation of Marathon KASPA holdings. They're still holding KASPA. I wonder, is it still pinned? Did the KASPA guru still pin it? He's unpinned it, so I can't find it. He had a pinned comment up here with the interview between with Marathon talking once more about holding Kaspa. I might be able to find it again in my Discord server. Can I find it? Okay, I can't seem to find it. Maybe it's just Mara. Okay, I don't seem to be able to find it in my server. I have to try and look for it on my off time. But yes, right now it seems that Marathon did announce that they might Kaspa so they could buy more Bitcoin, but they still announced that they're very, very optimistic about the technology of Kaspa. It's very, very impressive technology, and they haven't stated that they have done it. They said they could do it as an idea, but I think it's more so just to deter their Bitcoin maxi investors as opposed to just actually believing they will do it. They obviously have. There was a time where we saw the Marathon holdings of Kaspa were decreasing, but it now has re-increased since then. They've accumulated more since then. They're mining more. Yeah, if Marathon mines Kaspa, they're going to sell it to BlackRock, Jane Street, and they're going to put reports on all investors about the technology. They're going to move last year. Read the Tinex white paper, it will blow your mind. Okay, well, again, it's in my to research more into, so I will plan to look at Tinex when I get the moment. I just actually have been a bit preoccupied, unfortunately, but it's something that, again, all these projects in my watch is stuff that I do plan to look more into at time as the market develops. Well, as I have more time in the market, again, continue to mature more and more. I'm going to trade a small amount of Kaspa at 100% margin at the next Kaspa pump. By all means, go for it, my man. You know, I wish you the best of luck. What is your average in Kaspa? My average in Kaspa? I mean, my accumulation of my portfolio in Kaspa is 70%, or a little bit over that now. You're saying I'm a bit stumped by the question. If you mean average price I think it's going to get to, I think $5. If you're saying how much I hold, my portfolio allocation is about 70, just above 70%. You're just asking me how much I actually have in Kaspa. I'm not going to disclose how much money I actually have in Kaspa because that's information that I deem private. But I'll disclose my allocation because that just gives you an understanding of my belief in the project in comparison to other projects. Also, do you think we can buy Nacho and Kaspa meme coins on Uphold soon? Thanks. To my knowledge, there's been no information about it. They need the listings, to my knowledge. Right now, we see Gold and Somps, the two KAS20 meme tokens already. They're the two of the first. I think I retweeted this one as well. I know I put it in my server so I can find it. Yeah, here. So, Somps and Gold, they are the two KAS20 projects that have secured a centralized exchange listing on LBank. We might see it one day, but right now, no. I don't think that is possible just yet. We have to see where it goes from here, though. Velo is a pump. I'm filling my bag at 1.5 cents. I've also heard about Velo as well. I think that's also a project that I might have starred. Yeah, it's a project I also have started to look into a bit more as well. Yeah, I mean, it's a project that I look into. Obviously, this chart does not look very promising. It does look a bit worrying. It has got the centralized, it has got the listings besides Binance and Coinbase, of course, but it does look quite worrying in that regard. But it's seemingly doing quite well on the daily. Weekly's not doing that well. It's doing well on the monthly as well. So we'll have to see where it goes from here as well. Also, Poolman's son got a bunch of billionaires running KII and DII that are about to push Kaspa to the max. So best believe they'll be loading their bags soon too. Yeah, I think I do believe that's a possibility. We're seeing a lot of increased adoption with Kaspa, and the KII getting more and more involved. And again, to remind those who may not know, the KII are holding an enterprise event in 24th of September, so 12 days time. And the announcement made by the KII was that there's so much demand from their institutional clients that they haven't got enough seating for this event. You know, I think that for me tells me all I need to know, that the demand for Kaspa is already high and it's still very early onto its cycle. So I think what's going to happen in the bull cycle or years to come. Afternoon, Kaspa Farmer Man, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, all round 4 of next year, I'll be right back in the same position. Possibly. Once the bond market unlocks next year, all the money is going to pour into crypto and stocks. Yeah, I mean, also with the crypto becoming the back end of the monetary system, with blockchain being utilized, there's a lot of money, trillions and trillions of dollars that's locked up in the Nostro-Vostro accounts, the automated cleared houses. The Nostro-Vostro accounts, the automated clearing houses, trillions of dollars that's locked up. And once blockchain comes involved and it, you know, cuts out the need for this money kept in the back end, kept locked up, that will also allow that money to flood into the economy, which may flood into crypto projects as well, and the stock market. So much money in the global bond market and KASPA is a commodity. No need to buy any other coin besides KASPA. I mean, that is one way to look at it. Me personally, I never have just one asset because, again, despite KASPA's chance of rugging or anything going wrong quite minimal, nothing impossible. So I've hedged my bets in that regard. My biggest allocation in KASPA, because I do believe in the project more than I do anything else. I do. 70% of my allocation over that is now in KASPA, and it's growing every single time that KASPA, you know, I deem an opportunity to buy it. But I think there are other projects. I think ultimately the reason also why I made my free Discord server is, of course, to spread the love and understanding and the community for KASPA, but also to spread the understanding and love and knowledge for crypto. For crypto in general right now, there's so much money to be made in the crypto space. All in all, there's so much money to be made. Not just in KASPA, but in the other crypto projects, whether it be real world assets, DeFi, whether it be gaming, AI, whatever it may be. There's so much money to be made. So I think it's worthwhile to understand as much as you can about the market so you can become a more well-rounded trader instead of just one that... Because think about it, you could just put your invest in KASPA and that's it, but wouldn't it be easier or better longevity for you to become a more knowledgeable, more well-rounded trader? I'm not saying I'm teaching you how to trade. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to spread my knowledge in understanding what's happening with KASPA, bringing you KASPA news, of course, being the KASPA channel, but also bringing you market sentiments and whatnot. And in my server, I talk about, you know, potential market sentiments as well, and other crypto projects that I'm looking more into, which is going to start getting more active in the Discord server in due time, I'm sure. Well, very, very soon. But here, it's another sign to me that we're going to see a correction in the market soon enough. More Nvidia insider trading alert. So the CEO once more, Jensen Huang, has just sold another $25 million worth of Nvidia shares for a total of more than 78 million over the last week. He's selling more and more of his shares in preparation for a correction in the market. At least that's what I seem to believe. Right now, Nvidia, I think, is actually up. Because people are buying all the dips that's happening with it, but I believe there's going to be a correction of sorts. Because I mean, if Warren Buffett and Jensen Huang and all the other major, you know, big boys, the global elites, they're selling more and more of their stocks in major projects, Nvidia, Bank of America, Apple, they're selling more and more. They are preparing for what is going to happen, which is going to be a collapse in those markets. They have insider information, so they know what's happening. I wish I had an opportunity to mint different token coins during the trial run a couple months back. Don't we all, Beebs? Don't we all? Why do you think Peter Thiel went on live and said that he was selling KASPA? That was a fake account. He's not selling KASPA. He just wants everyone to think that. That's kind of the mindset that I have. I'm not going to say it's definitely not happening, but I think it's because, again, Marathon only ever mined Bitcoin. They diversified to mining KASPA because Bitcoin mining is not profitable. Keep in mind as well, Marathon, their shareholders are the likes of BlackRock, Jane Street, so on and so forth. They do whatever's in the best interest of their shareholders. They wanted to continue making money. Bitcoin mining was not profitable. They went for KASPA. But because Bitcoin maxed and other shareholders who didn't know about that weren't happy to see they're now actually diversifying and getting into KASPA, they had to somehow damage control, right? That's how I think about it. They had to damage control, so they decided, oh yeah, okay, we could sell our KASPA because it's easier to get cheaper KASPA. We can sell our KASPA to buy more Bitcoin. That's what I think he said. I don't think he did it because he's actually saying he's doing that. He might be doing it, but for the most part, he also then said in the same interviews and multiple interviews that he believes in KASPA and the technology is very, very good. So there evidently is a belief in the case, and it's what the shareholders want him to do. And in a few years' time, KASPA is going to end up becoming, you know, right now, KASPA's profitability in mining is better than Bitcoin's. And, you know, I imagine it's going to continue for quite some time as well, as KASPA grows more and more in adoption. $5 by in 2030, maybe not 2025. I think we could potentially see it in 2025. We have to wait and see where the market goes. I think a $3 KASPA is quite conservative. I think we should definitely see a $3 KASPA in this cycle, and I think push to $5 is very, very likely with KRC20 coming out very soon when stablecoins are launched. KASPA on stablecoin as well, most likely. 10 BPS, potential smart contracts, although that's potential, so we don't know about that. What we do know is we have some major tier ones getting involved. You know, we have some major exchanges. Kraken has confirmed they're getting involved. They got a spot listing. Binance is very, very eager with a zero seed mining pool, and also with the futures market. Coinbase, they have a new managing director called Ibrahim Usul, who is a KASPA investor and has been very bullish on KASPA for a while. And also Coinbase funded the initial research for KASPA. OKX is part of the KEF, the venture of KEF, who is part of the KRC20. So there's many top tier exchanges that already have expressed their belief in KASPA, and there's also rumours of a new US exchange coming to list KASPA very soon. Considering right now the only way to get hold of KASPA in the United States is through Uphold or with a VPN, that's a very big deal. Uphold also is quite expensive from my knowledge as well. So it'd be a very big deal if the new exchange is also got cheaper fees. So that for me is, again, America being the largest market for crypto right now, it'd be very big to see. Very big news. So I look forward to seeing the developments happening with that, and that's going to help with KASPA's adoption and price going forward as well, which leads me to believe we could see a $5 KASPA, hopefully higher. Mohammed man, I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're also doing well. But with that being said, we are now 4 minutes off the hour mark. So I'll be back up the stream very shortly. If you have any more questions to ask, then I will be free to ask them before I wrap up the stream today. Michael Tyson, will you sell in 2026 to buy it in the bear dip? Yeah, not all my KASPA. I won't sell my whole bag, but I'll probably take out a sizable allocation of my KASPA to invest it in the dips. I'm not going to try and call the dip because that would be, that'd be crazy. Because it's very hard to call the dip. No one, everyone's going to try and... People didn't think Bitcoin was going to go below 20k, but it did. When Bitcoin came down here, people thought Bitcoin was going to stay around here, and it went down further. But I was not going to wait for that. Like I would have, if I didn't invest into Bitcoin, but at Bitcoin when it's at 30k, I would have come down when it got to 28k. I would have not bought in there. I would have bought down here. Actually, I probably would have bought more in there. Thinking about it, if I think about I would, just to get back into the market just in case. Would have bought more back in around 30k. But yeah, I will probably take out an allocation of my bag for the bear cycle, especially because again there are a lot of speculation and rumors a lot of indicators suggesting that there is a recession incoming, and that's the case, in the market could come down quite heavily. So in that regard, I want to make sure I make good on my investments that I made and take a portion of my bag out. It'll probably be quite a sizable one. I'm not going to say all of it. It won't be all of it, but probably be, let's say, give a figure of, let's just say 80%. I'll take out, and then I'll reinvest it when I think the market is reaching that stage where it might start to consolidate again. I'll probably invest a bit early. It might end up dipping more, but I'll get back in at a lower price and make more profit from it anyways. Where are you storing your assets? Tangent, yes. Yes, I store my assets on Tangent. I buy my KASPA right now. I buy it through LBank Exchange because the exchange fees are very cheap, 0.1%. So I buy it through LBank. So I buy my USDT on something like Coinbase or Binance, whatever it may be I decide to use. I buy my USDT on those exchanges, and then I send the USDT to LBank. Then, because I don't want to put my card details on LBank Exchange, I put it on LBank, and then I buy KASPA with the USDT I already sent to it, and then I send the KASPA to Tangent. Quite a lengthy process right now, but it's to my knowledge, the cheapest and also probably safest way to do that. December 24, can KASPA hit 30 cents? I think it's very likely. I think it's very likely. KASPA currently being valued at 16.8 cents. And again, keep in mind that Q4 historically is the most bullish month for crypto, especially leading up to the bull cycle. In Q4, you've got the FTX. $16 billion for FTX being redistributed back back to the contributors. It may go back to the market. We'll have to wait and see. More money is being printed by the Fed. We're seeing regulations coming into play. The elections will come around as well, which could see some bullish momentum as well. We got the Fed rate cuts will start, and then we'll start seeing Fed rate cuts called a correction followed by a bull cycle. So a lot of the development is going to be happening in the latter half, and also keep in mind by December, that'll be the month before Q1 2025, which is going to be the month that's allegedly, the month Q1 2025 is the quarter that 10 BPS will be coming out, so that'll be more FOMO driving then as well. So I think we'll see a 30 cents KASPA most definitely. What I'd like to believe is highly likely we'll see a 30 cents KASPA. I think we'll see higher than that. Also, because by that point as well, we most likely will have a Kraken listing for KASPA. They've already confirmed the spot listing, so I think it's possible we'll see the Kraken listing by 2030, before 2024, for the end of 2024. And then we could potentially see Binance as well, and some more exchange listings, which is very, very cool. How large do you think KASPA will go at the end of the cycle? Oof. I mean, if it follows in Bitcoin's market, Bitcoin corrects about 80% from its all-time high. So let's say KASPA reaches, $5, then that may it come down to $1. If it reaches, $10, comes to $2. That's the sort of mindset I have. So I'm kind of following it in percentile range. But again, because it's a word of recession, you might see it come lower. We might see the markets come back down a lot more. We have to wait and see where the market sentiments lead us, because there's only so much you can predict When this right, it's not like this market is not the same as other markets. This market is very different, so it's really hard to predict where you think Kaspa is going to go because the market here is so different. Institutional adoption for the first time, words of recession, like loads of analytics and science suggesting there's going to be a recession incoming. You know, there's a lot to suggest that it's going to be. It's just a very unpredictable market. That's also why investing is always so risky. That's why you're also going to make sure you do your own research when investing and take caution. That's why I say I'm not a financial advisor, because I'm not telling you how to invest, because I don't know what's happening. I'm making predictions based on the research that I've done. So you've got to do your own research to make your own decisions. Historical data suggests that it'll come down, 89%, but it could be higher, it could be less. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'll be getting to Kaspa. I'll be, if it's a bear cycle, bear cycles last for, years, 2-3 years. You have time. You can get in at the very, very bottom. That'd be great, but you have time. You haven't got to call the bottom. For a project like Kaspa that should just can keep increasing as time goes on, like Bitcoin just keeps going up in value over the years, you haven't got to get in at the very, very bottom. You're in right now at 16, 17 cents. You're very, very fortunate. And you can get in, you can get out at 5, get back in at $2. You can get out of $5 at the top and get back in at 2, even though it went down to like 50 cents. You've got time. It's really not a problem. You have got to call the bottom. We still got a lot of time. You're still very, very early. Only 8% of the total global economy is in crypto. Institutions are not here yet. You've got time. I'd like to make some video around the $20, $25 a pop just to DCA. I mean, that would be a very, very cool thing. I'm not too well versed with stocks right now, but I do plan to diversify once the market matures for crypto more and more, and therefore, volatility, declines a little bit. The real question is, why is there a bear market with 8%, 9% fall? It's just kind of what happens, really. The real question is why there is a bear market with 8% fall. I mean, it's just because there's not enough liquidity in the market right now. It tends to coincide with the elections, the kind of the news that kind of drives all the markets right now. Crypto and financial markets are weirdly very, very political. I don't like talking about politics, but they do kind of coincide with political sentiments as well, which is again is why I also cover news like that. That's a political. The guy Gensler being under investigation by Republican lawyers is a political for political favoritism is a political matter, but that can affect the markets. That's why I look into that as well. I think that's the kind of the answer to the question. I knew about Bitcoin when it was below $1. I knew about Bitcoin equally when it was rumored, but I didn't ever look into it. Not until a lot later. Yeah, I mean, but that's always the problem, right? Everyone always wishes they bought Bitcoin. I remember seeing a competition of sorts when I was younger, where it was like a race of some sort. I don't even know, but the first place price was like $1,000. The second place price was 2 Bitcoin, and the third place price was like $100. But point being is, back then 2 Bitcoin would have probably been worth about $500. So in that case, he got a decent price. But if that guy held on to 2 Bitcoin, he'd be $100,000 to his name right now. No one knew Bitcoin was going to take off the way it did. Or at least no one believed it would, because it was too new. No one understood it properly. And those who call Bitcoin early have been ones that have mainly just ridden, just the same way as other people in this space as well. They just kind of rode the wave up with their early prediction of calling it, but they haven't decided to learn more about the space. And I think you can call if you could call Kaspa, if Kaspa's net Bitcoin, you can call Kaspa early, like we have done now, and just ride the wave up, and you're fine. But I think it's worthwhile learning about. It's better for you to be more knowledgeable and learn about other markets and how other projects as well. If you have a decent bag in Kaspa, 100, 200k memes, especially Kaspa memes, you'll be rich this cycle. I think so. If they share holders with Kaspa, these people transfer tens of millions of dollars in and out of countries so they can keep the most secure tech, and that is Kaspa market movers. I'll wait for 10 PPS. Yeah, I think we are literally waiting for 10 PPS. I think a lot of these developments right now, again, Michael Sutton stated that technology-wise, Kaspa's at a boiling point, and I think that is indicative for price-wise as well. Kaspa is right now a project that has a lot of FOMO because it has a lot of developments, but nothing's actually out yet. But 3 days' time, Kaspa 20 comes out. A little later on, stablecoins come out. Exchange lessons come out. Adoption's going to grow more and more. 10 BPS, another massive technology is going to come out. Smart contracts, DAG Knight, and so on and so forth. That's when the real adoption for Kaspa is going to soar. I appreciate the love streams. Ever look into Bunga on CoinGecko, not on CoinMarketCap yet? It's a mineable meme fork of Kaspa, fair launch. Just curious if you haven't seen it yet. I have not. seen it yet. I'll give that a look into. I'll probably look into that a little bit. There are a lot of projects that claim or say they are forks of Kaspa, and so far, not many of them. Any of them have been really, really, well, they're not really done very well. That's from my knowledge, from what I've heard from my community through the grapevine. But if it does well, then great. You know, that's another connection to Kaspa that could do very, very well. But I think a lot of projects right now, for the most part, are just piggybacking off Kaspa's good name. Think about is it Pinex? I think it is. No, not Pinex. No, what am I talking about? I don't know. Shy talked about it. I can't remember who it. What it was a project. Pyrion, Pyron, who claimed to be the next Kaspa during 10 BPS, and it just collapsed and it didn't do well at all. I'll get it up real quick as I'm about to wrap up the stream. This project here, you know, it was trying to do 10 BPS and it just didn't take off at all. So I'm not saying it's going to do badly in this market, but it's not. That's a lot of projects that claim to be the next Kaspa trying to do what Kaspa's doing. They've not been able to do it. Forks of Kaspa, they can't do the same thing as Kaspa's doing either. So it's always be wary about that. You know, always be wary about projects that claim to be the next Kaspa, or you know, the same thing like people claiming this to be the next Bitcoin, Kaspa to be the next Bitcoin. I was wary about that because being the next Bitcoin is a very, very big deal. But Kaspa has, for the most part, proved itself time and time again. Beaver the Dolphin, my man, welcome. Thank you very much, and congrats to you, my man. Very, very big. I don't think Kaspa will fall into the deep and to the bear, following the Bitcoin almost step by step. Yeah, I mean, again, it really depends. Kaspa doesn't seem to be following Bitcoin for the most part, so that is a possibility. But again, there are many sentiments. There are many sentiments you've got to take into account when investing. Not just power law, not just developments for Kaspa, you know, and not just other crypto projects as well. It's economics, right? Crypto is another financial market that's also maturing and becoming a more well-known market. It's developing more and more. You have to have a good understanding of economy, which I'm growing my knowledge of that day by day. That's why many economists are believing, like again, Professor St. Onge seems to be a relatively well-renowned and knowledgeable economist. He talks about economics, and he's talking about, you know, what historical figures show time and time again. And this is the sort of information you need to help you analyze these markets. Again, some stuff I talk about and try and preach in my Discord server so those who can understand and help navigate the market. It's more than just understanding what crypto is and what Kaspa is and the power law. It's getting the more broad your knowledge is, the more you understand the whole market, and not just crypto, financial market, economics, other real world developments, other market sentiments. It will help you develop a strategy for where you think that crypto and Kaspa will correct to. Kaspa may correct 80%, but again, with there being a looming recession, maybe it corrects 90%. Maybe it crashes heavier. We have to wait and see. If you hold 10k Kaspa, then congrats, you'll be rich by no later than 2032. That is, I think that's from what again, in accordance to the power law, I think so. Yes, I think you would end up being a millionaire by that point. Is K heavy hash mining on the ASIC that was before Kaspa? Oh, okay, well there you go. Okay, that's another interesting means then to look into mining and getting hold of Kaspa. Is that the one? Yeah, the bunga. Okay, well that's pretty cool then. The more I read into KRI, I'm starting to realize that this is going to be much bigger than I thought. Yeah, that's what I've also been saying. I think the KRI are going to be much, much bigger than people realize. So much bigger. What they're trying to build for Kaspa is absolutely insane. The website is right here. It's www.kaspa-kii.org. Very, very easy to find. And it just is so much they're talking about. What they're trying to build for Kaspa. Ultimately, they're just trying to build the adoption for Kaspa. They have so many projects that are going to let Kaspa compete in other marketplaces, from the energy sector to the finance sector to the cross-border payments to supply chain. They're going to help Kaspa really become a foundation, a solid point in this economy. So, again, why I'm so bullish about Kaspa going forward. And the KRI are going to be very, very big for that. And their partnerships are very, very well known. Shell, DHL, Hyundai, many, many more, from banks as well to other parts in the energy sector. But with that being said, that now will be the stream done for the day. I have now surpassed the hour mark. As always, thank you very much everyone for watching the stream. Greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. If you love these streams, I'll be doing these daily now. leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if you want to know more about crypto market sentiments, then again, feel free to join my free Discord server in the chat right now in the description of this live, and also right here on screen on my YouTube homepage in the About section. And yeah, I do the streams every single day. Same time, more or less all the time, which is 4 p.m. BST, 12 p.m. which is midday EST, 9 a.m. PT, and 11:30 p.m. in Australia. But thanks everyone for joining. Thank you very much.